Welcome back, guys. We're taking a look at the standings after game number 2, round number 2, I guess I should say. Kongdu Gilisuit up at the top. They get 650 points. Add that to the 150 they already had, and now they're up on top, just 25 points ahead of MediaBridge MCN.
Kongdu Gilisuit did not have the best first round, but it was good enough that over the round 2 that MediaBridge MCN got in their round 2, and that was kind of what made the difference, them placing them at first over second of MediaBridge MCN, but two teams that cannot really be decided in terms of who will come out on top, getting that 17th place position in the end for the finals. Still looking at other teams in the bottom 10 right now. They could get the chicken dinners in round 3 and get a really good position in round 4. Still has good enough a chance that they can make it to the grand finals in the end, trying to get the top 4 position of the day.
Yeah. It's very hard to do, but basically any of these teams could get into the top, even Kakao TV at this point, but pretty unlikely. And as you're pointing out, Joel, Lunatikai there at 15th place, not really getting the result they wanted. Munoi, 9 kills. He had the most for Max Steel VIP by himself, and it's quickly followed up by Hyper and Voicey from Kongdu Gilisuit.
This means that the two players combined doing 13 kills with just 2 players alone meant that Kongdu Gilisuit have been getting the shots, have been getting the kills. That was very much needed in Kongdu Gilisuit really performing on this day, trying to get to the grand finals of things. Wildcard will be decided by 4 rounds alone, and everything will be on the line, especially if you want to make it to the grand final and not get eliminated and have to watch these teams play on the screen. You want to be on the action right here. I think all the 20 teams are still on the tip point of their concentrating, trying to make it in.
Yeah, and today we haven't had any delays. We've been getting into all the games very fast. It's been very enjoyable also to take a closer look at some of the lower teams that have been kind of overshadowed by a lot of the, super popular teams. It's fun for me. Lots of Zod Gaming fans here. Not sure how many they had before they did that little interview show with Suhan, our host. But now they're pretty popular, as we normally have at least a group of like 3 or 4 of them in the back just holding up signs. And, yeah, they're actually doing decently. Not in a fantastic spot right now, but I think they're top 10, so not too bad.
I think Zod Gaming kind of reminds me a little bit of BSG, just a little bit in the way they make into their aggression in the late game and trying to make their way and pass their opponents in time. But sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, which is the reason why they got themselves into the wild card in the first place. And still looking at a couple more Zod Gaming members, and a lot of fans are still out there cheering for these guys on and hoping they make it to the top 4, as you say. Currently in top 10, which should give them a good position if their early aggression really works out for them in the last 2 remaining rounds, should get them into the top 4, which will get them into the finals.
Yeah, so guys, the game is ready. We're going to be hopping straight onto TPP on Erangel, our second map here. Let's get into the second half of the wildcard matches here and see who's going to win and get the chicken dinner for round 3. Here we are on Erangel. Not the best flight path. It's going to be good for Kakao TV. They're currently in 20th place, but not so much for a lot of the other teams here.
We see some adjustments already in round 3, trying to land towards Miltpower Lipovka, which wasn't even listed as based on our database for the first 6 days of regular season play. Means that teams that did their studies and kind of made sure that no one was going to be landing towards Miltpower nor Lipovka. You can see a lot of teams going over there already. You can see the flight path, as you say, not the best one to start off round 3 with, but the teams that are trying to go to Georgiapol, towards the Verni, even Kameshki and Stalber split. Yasnaya is going to be very far away as well, so I wonder what this circle really lands to, especially when that opens up. The first circle should tell us a story as to what we can expect from this entire game.
Yeah, gonna have some members going up to Georgiapol, as you mentioned before. Lunatikai, one of those teams that always likes to go up in that direction. Kongdu Gilisuit currently in first place right now after getting the chicken dinner and 15 kills.
This is talking about Voicey. This is very famous for, we mentioned this a little bit before, where Kongdu is so famous for always getting second place instead of first place. So now what Voicey is wanting is that a Kongdu placement, which is second place, which would be very satisfactory for this team for today.
trying to get the knock here. Not going to happen. Good moves. Red Tree with his Nikes on, able to get behind the tree there. And Circle, we've had only Eastern Circles on both maps this time, Joel.
This is a lot tougher one, though, Valdez, talking about really the northern part of the entire Erangel not being established by anyone at the moment, with the flight path being so southward. And that just means that the teams will probably have to make their positions now with no one, literally no one right now at Yasnaya altogether, and still see some kind of bumper cars still being held here and there. It's going to waste some time. Just means that the farming time will be kind of a less of a thing. Just talking about the early game of this round 3 as we begin on.
Yeah, and I mean, these two teams, they got to make some moves with the Circle all the way on the opposite side, so it is pretty smart to make moves like that. I'm taking a look at the map. Zod Gaming was able to get about 3 or maybe even, no, it looks like 3 vehicles, and they're going all the way up to Severny, so not perturbed by the flight path. They're not scared about that Circle either. They're just going to go to where they want to go. Same here for AST, who is always going to drop into this Rojak area.
Not scared by anyone today, because the top teams with BSG Luna, who likes to always get there, and Rojak sometimes being occupied by OPGG Hunters. Both teams are already in the finals, which means they're not going to be here for the wild cards to really fight you around that area. Rojak is going to be relatively safe, which is kind of a hard thing to say, especially during the regular season, when we say the big fights that are happening in the middle of the map is going to be really deciding the big winner out of that one. But AST, very happy to farm on Rojak for the beginning of the game, see what they can make out of it.
Over here at the Milton Power area, you'll notice that Maxwell VIP has taken over most of it, but OPGG Rangers kind of getting the other small compounds nearby, so not going to have the best loot, but I would say they are overall the better team over Maxwell VIP based off of what I've seen so far, but Munoy's on fire. I mean, that guy already has 9 kills, the most of today so far for Maxwell VIP. Perhaps he can carry for that team up against OPGG Rangers, who's nearby.
But at the same time, Georgia Pool is on the opposing side of where the first circle had landed of Valdez, and that means that Lunatic Eye nor Actus Indigo probably do not want to make an early fight, if not force B, and just going to try to farm out what they have of South Georgia Pool and trying to make their way into the next circle as early as they can here.
Taking a look at Primorsk. Rocket Armor, the only one to land over at this area this time around. It says 17% for Kongdu Gilly Suit, but I wonder if that's just, you know, a couple of members landed on the edge of it one time and then went over to the Ferry Pier area, which is really their spot. They don't necessarily like to land in Primorsk too much.
They always go to the north side of the mainland Erangel, just a little bit north of the Sosnovka bridge, heading towards mainland Erangel on the left side. So, like I say, a little bit of share of the Ferry Pier, just a little bit of the trash compounds that are going to be available right on the beach side. And Kongdu, I mean, they haven't had the greatest of seasons. I'm talking about PWM not really fitting their style in terms of how the competition went about, but getting that round 2 chicken dinner should kind of boost them up. Thinking that they will be on the road trying to make themselves valid going to that top 4 position to really hopefully make it to the finals as well.
Taking a look at Lunatic High Flux, they have a couple of members that are above average. Of course, they were in 17th place, so they're actually a pretty good team overall. They weren't super impressive, but they're above average, and right now they have all of Yasnaya for themselves. So talk about some sick looting and a great position in this circle. Maybe this is the time where they can fight back from the current 15th place that they're in here at the wild card. And
you know what? We don't realize it that much in Miramar because it's kind of a newly established map, still relatively. But similarly, when you talk about Erangel, the teams are trying to get the top cities here. The most popular cities out there are going to be occupied by the top teams of the league just naturally. But when those teams are absent from the wildcard match, you can see anybody really being able to grab these top loots out of the top cities will probably make them feel better about their contingent and their possibility to get the top positions here as well.
Blossom making their way in, and I have to say that pretty much everybody has already rotated into directly the center of the circle. Anyone who dropped inside the circle, they're already, so many of these different teams are already making moves in towards the center of this first circle. So everybody trying to prepare early and often here, but that doesn't mean we could have some action early on too.
Just trying to defend out from the position they're trying to establish. It's going to be the objective of most of these teams here, but Actus Indigo just trying to get past the South George Pool area, just get through this farming phase, trying to drive away as early as they can, but really trying to see what they can do out of this situation will be interesting to see. Because Actus Indigo, I think they really need good performances, but definitely lacking that for the first 2 rounds. They're going to be relying on these Erangel matches to see if their hopes are still alive here.
Well, Blossom, this is what we were talking about before. They've already made their rotation in, and oh, he actually got out of this buggy. Indigo able to get behind this, but he's going to be blown up as well. There was no cover. Not exactly sure why he got out of the car.
Entis Force literally just got 4 members all into the center circle, but Yak was all by himself. It's like, I mean, I'll talk about Indigo all by himself there. Literally did die out in the end, and you didn't have any covers to work with. And it's going to be an unfortunate start for Entis Force once again, who's currently in the bottom of the standings and seemingly making it tougher for themselves to try to make that top 1st position work out for them.
I guess he wasn't expecting 4 Blossom members up there in the forest on the hill, because he was certainly taken aback.
I mean, but what do you expect when you go into the center of the circle and not expect anyone? Blossom was ready, but even if Blossom wasn't, there are going to be so many other teams who are just going to be ready just as nicely as well.
Yeah, and his reaction, obviously, was not the best. I suppose he thought, well, if I don't get out of the car, I'm just going to be shot down by 4 members anyway. But we're finally having some fighting over the bridges here. The circle, this is really the only bridge that should be fought over, as Kakao, our resident military base team, is trying to fight up against Sandbox, who looks like they landed in Novo.
Yeah, very nice of Kakao to start off as the Sosnovka military base. Usually that's being occupied by Kongdu Red Dot and a lot more stronger teams who are already in the final, so without them, it's like the school bully being gone, and you get to go to your favorite places around the school. And Sosnovka military base is one of those places for most of these people. And Kakao going to happily farm out the area, but still has to make a travel in. Was trying to stop Sandbox from getting there across the bridge, but just means that Kakao will be the last team to escape from the Sosnovka Island as a whole. So going to have plenty of time to work with there.
See the average damage. Actually, Erangel, quite good for Team Klux, and they're #1. So. In a good spot. We have Kakao finally trying to get over the bridge, and we got 3 members going to shoot down Rage, and Blackbeard almost goes down. He's going to get away, though, as he flies off the cliff into the water.
Ooh, that definitely tells that the other 2 members of Kakao should be taking a different route to get to the next circle here.
And there's not much of another route. Maybe they can try to find a boat or something, because the white circle, it encloses the bridge too, so, you know, Sandbox, they can just sit here forever if they wanted to until the 2nd circle started closing.
And that's when you start regretting the fact that you couldn't pick out any members of Sandbox as they were initially trying to cross the bridge, and Kakao had clear shots at them, but they were so separated from each other that one person shooting at the members of Sandbox is a lot different than 3 members of Sandbox trying to shoot at you at the same time.
School forgot how to drive, runs into a tree. Perhaps he's just a little bit scared of the 4 members of Lunatic High, and it looks like he'll just take a detour over towards apartments. Maybe just a small compound south of that. Maybe take the safer spot. As Lunatic High, they say, we are the champions of the wild card match. Not really proving it so far, but they're going directly into the center of the circle as 4 in vehicles. Could be dangerous.
Literally just having a drive-by as if no other team exists on the map. And wow, what confidence are you getting from that, Lunatic High? And really just trying to drive as furthest as they can, trying to make it to the center of the circle, but they have no information as to where the other teams are at the moment.
And you can see what happens now. If Blossom were better shots, maybe then one of these cars would have blown up, but now this is the next team that they have to fly by, and it's just one team after another. Nightwolves now taking pot shots at them.
Just an obsolete welcoming party for Lunatic High as they just make the straightaway drive, going past so many teams there. Does get shot through, but surprisingly did not get many kills coming against them. Lunatic High, they're definitely going to be rewarded for such valiant efforts there as they find themselves centered in this next circle here.
Yeah, it's going to be quite good. They've moved over towards the east side of this new circle, so not in a bad spot there, but still being shot at and taking their own shots over here at Brewery Jump from Nightwolf.
Nightwolf with 3 members. Gonna survive the 3 members for the early game, probably for the first time this day. And the wild card hasn't been good for these guys, but trying to collect as many good placements as they can is what they've been doing so well throughout the season. But it's really close to getting to the direct final spot, but couldn't really get there as so many other teams with full squad naturally having the better performance out of the day.
Oh, okay, we're gonna have a couple of teams run into each other or nearly do so. OPGG Rangers and ROG Maximus gonna call a truce for now as OPGG Rangers drives away. Now we got CCJ taking some pot shots here. The rest of his team also taking some shots.
CCJ just trying to get the shots through, but almost gets knocked away from that vehicle. And does see some blood spats coming from that car, but not gonna see the knock coming up, but that's gonna be the finish right there. Voicey getting the finish off there and gets the knock onto Maknae, and it's gonna actually be stolen right there, KO from Entus Force, getting the nice 10 points away from other teams that are trying to get that as well.
Yeah, it's important, you know. Kongdu Ghillie Suit up in first place right now. You want to take away as many points as possible. Even 10 points could be the difference once you get towards the end of round 4, so nice little steal there.
So many teams right now really having a hard time trying to see where the other opponents are, because everyone is basically clustering up now towards the center of the circle, and it seems like all these other teams trying to travel away, trying to make that happen, but Actus Indigo, along with Quadro, just trying to make themselves in. See, they're going to be finding themselves a lot of teams along the path here.
Actus Stars Indigo, they're going to be just the next team that's going to challenge for the middle. So wouldn't be surprised if they just run face first in a Blossom here.
So Lunatic High's strat to going straight forward, but are they going to be punished? We're going to find out from Blossom here.
Nice little jump off the car from Curate. Snakehead, good response too. Going to pop out some grenades, try to get some damage there onto Curate.
Requesting connect with that frag grenade, but still going at it. Media Bridge looking their own direction, trying to see what they can make out of this long distance shots here.
Yeah, they're the ones that are actually taking some shots over at Blossom. So Blossom nearly directly in the center of the circle. You have to imagine with still 76 members and 20 teams, you're going to be getting shot from multiple different angles.
Especially when you're trying to invest into the center of the circle as they are, Valdez and Lunatic High traveling as a group now, trying to make a straight path once again, but they're trying to get punished by a Media Bridge Red who are taking the shots at them.
Yeah, Media Bridge Red, unlike their sister team, who's currently in second place, they haven't really had the best wild card showing so far. And challenging Lunatic High might not be what you want to do in terms of trying to get a good placement here.
But does Lunatic High have a good position here? They have really no one behind them, but everyone in front of them as Nightwolf are just ready to take shots at that Media Bridge MCN, this team on the screen, trying to find their position forward. And still, kind of surprising that not many kills are coming through with all the teams clustered up together. I think they're having the mindset they want to defend out more than they're trying to go for the and pick out some fights. And maybe that is a good mindset that is parallel with all the teams right now in play. And see if they can make it to the mid-game. The next circle opening up will tell us a good story of what will happen next.
That package that you guys did just see, the crate is dropping straight onto Clux's Sustained, actually. We'll see if they actually do pick that up. The close with them. Circle going to be there on the left side. Lunatic High, one of our most traveled teams so far in this round, is going to have to travel some more.
They try to get to the center of the circle as much as they can, but that's a pretty extreme opening of the next circle, far west. A little bit touching the side of shelter for most of the bit, but Prison's definitely got to be out there, and still a lot of shots will be coming through. Media Bridge Red trying to fight against Kakao.
Look at Zugang coming in, taking a bunch of shots, and actually Kakao says, never mind. We would actually not like to fight against you.
Good strategy though, but can they get away with Team Clux trying to do the same against OPG Rangers?
Ares gets so low in that car, but just running out of bullets there, and he couldn't finish him off quite so.
So many fights coming through. Media Bridge MCN having a hard time against Quadro here.
Already Aqua's gonna go down, attack die is knocked, and carryout can't do anything either. Under is taken out one by one.
Quadro full squad right now with one member, Seiyu, just trying to escape now. We're gonna see the other side with Lunatic High still going against Kakao.
This is when the action's really gonna pick up. Teams moving into that third circle. Conan gonna go down here from Hongdong up on the hill, actually. Blackbean gonna get a kill onto Godman too, taking out his truck.
Kakao got multiple assignments here, looking towards Dynamo DPG. Keswick very, very low, but barely surviving there. And Yachiko and the rest of Kakao still looking at multiple angles, trying to get kills when they can, but have to be careful about their opportunity because they will be shot down by multiple angles if they're not careful.
Media Bridge MCN, really disappointing results here in round 3. They were placed number 2, 25 points behind Kongdu Gilisuit, and then they go out in 20th place, the first team to go down in round number 3. So they're going to have a massive round number 4 if they want to go up in the top 4.
And even with the chicken dinner Valdez, you're going to have to be aware of the fact that you're going to have to get top 4. It's not about top 10 for days. It's about getting the 4 position, the magic number. And if you get 5th out of the, even getting a chicken dinner in round 1, if you have bad results for the rest of the rounds, and like I say, if they don't have a good round 4 and maybe end up in 5th, that's not going to give them a finalist spot, and they're going to have to watch the games at home.
Okay, we're going to have a fight here. Lunatic High Flux driving on into Entis Force here. And we have other teams that are looking directly at them too.
It's right on the edge there, but you said Nightwolf is shooting right at them as well. So Entis Force and Lunatic High Flux are not alone here as we keep this fight on.
Yeah, it's Nightwolf from the south and then ROG Maximus from the north too. Already going to get one knock there. Looks like that was elsewhere on the map, actually, as Lunatic High Azran gets taken out.
Still looking at the Flux side of things, talking about the sister team. See if they can just maintain their positions here, but Mira just trying to get some free kills if he can. Onto the Rujang here.
Rujang's vehicle going to get pretty low. Mira, nice shooting there onto the car, at least. And the circle, once again, it's going to drag them back towards the right side now, so...
Really a back and forth action, as you do say, Valdez, and this is going to be a dangerous one. Probably going to see a lot of kills along the way with not many teams in the circle quite yet. Many teams going to be hovering the south side of where the circle is currently not located. So these tough rotations will be coming through. Direct ones will lead to a lot of kills. Even indirect ones will not be caught out by the gatekeepers out there as well.
Ether kills himself. Not sure how that happened.
Probably just fell off a vehicle there.
Yeah.
Could happen.
Oh boy, Blossom, they're caught out directly in the middle of the circle, and we've said it before, there's not a lot of cover here, and there's so many teams around you, you're bound to get shot by someone.
I mean, centered strategy is a little bit good for these guys, but really having a hard time. RG Maximus just trying to blind rush in here.
Interesting strategy. We'll see if it works out for you. Conan gonna help out his teammate at least. And I suppose with no other teams in the vicinity to shoot at you, not a terrible strat, but a bit risky to say the least.
Very fortunate, I think, is the right word there, because I think if you made that against any other team, definitely would have been wiped with that rigorous and kind of careless strategy of just blind rushing in against an entire team there. But gets the most out of it, as you say. Blossom were heavily damaged before that fight began, and had really no way to fight back against RG Maxima, but still, you can see the continuation in this fight. Entis Force and Lunatic High Flux.
Hana runs in, Dabak gets knocked by a grenade, and Entis Force is making quick work of Lunatic High Flux.
They're a little bit close to where the next circle is. Yo-Yo gets knocked by himself with that grenade, kind of landing onto himself, but kind of a mistake there. Kakao having a hard time against these members here.
Hungeldong just looking to farm as many kills as he possibly can. Already has 2 from Kakao. Needs 1 more.
That's going to be it for Tabaka and Red Tree, just trying to go for this 2v2, see how many kills they can get. Hero's going to get rezzed by KO, and that's going to be fine for trying to continue on this fight in a good manner, but how many kills are going to come through? Red Tree and Tabak, they're going to be outnumbered 3-2 here as they try to end this fight against Entis Force here.
Yak right behind this vehicle, spots him there. Tabak knows where he is, and Red Tree also in a kind of a weird spot here in the corner of the wall. Has a lot of cover in that position.
Cactus Indigo and AST on the edge of the circle, trying to just close in, and really have no one room to really move around at. Juanita just taking the circle damage as it approaches it. See the end of this fight here?
That's that position. A spot like this is so good on TPP2, and I think he might be in the circle? No, not quite. Red Tree also going to have to make some moves here, but Yak staring right at that location.
And that is the absolute go time now for Entis Force to finish out the last member of Lunatic High Flux, and really good position to do so as the next circle opens up very close to Entis Force, who's just trying to finish up this fight.
Well, CCJ from Blossom's still alive in the middle of the circle. It's kind of funny that he actually survived for this long with the rest of his team getting charged by ROG Maximus.
Salt Gaming trying to take some shots with the 3 members they have towards Nightwolf and a little bit of Kong Gyusin as well. Sandbox having a hard time against RG Maximus. Trying to make the blind rush in, but so many teams now going for this chaotic play here.
And now Ether gonna go down. Mango gets the final kill onto Sandbox, who do get eliminated. And unfortunately, Meteor Bridge Red get themselves into a really bad spot, trying to charge in and take the kills.
For Salt Gaming, that is actually just a course menu served on the platter there. I mean, when you get just shots coming through, you have more members just rushing into that same area from different teams. And Salt Gaming, very fortunate to get multiple kills there without even really trying there.
We haven't seen much of Team Klux here. Looks like they're just trying to prone in the grass up against AST. See how that goes a little bit later. Zhugang in a lot of trouble here. In the blue, gonna be one-shot kill. Gadol makes it look easy, but having some support from his ally there. Actually gonna take out Gadol is Hungun.
AST going down, gonna be eliminated down in 16th. Gonna have 15 teams, but only 36 members alive. Still see a lots of loss of members having already gone down, so not many full squad teams. Kong Gyusin are gonna be a few of it, and Salt Gaming goes down in 15th as well. So lots of teams going down now with these really circles, moving away from each other from ends to ends as we see them open up.
I'm pretty sure that was like a 1 grenade, 3 kill move by a member of Quadro, because Zot Gaming was right below them and they just got wiped immediately. Another good play here from Hungun, looking to pick up another kill. Should be an easy one on a Hongoldong. He just takes his time with it.
Don't want to get his kill stolen there and trying to get it. He will probably get that. Hungun's gonna be fine with that, but with a full squad, Kong Gyusin can be very flexible, kind of knowing that many teams are losing their members early on in this game. Phenom's gonna have to be more careful here.
Yeah, trying to drive into the circle. Just an easy target in the buggy. You don't have much coverage there. Makes it look easy on the knock.
Nightwolf, all 3 members still alive. Trying to make the best out of the opportunity they have. Quadro just takes the left and right shots and see what they can make out of it. Still has a full squad, not unlike many teams out there still in this game 3.
Yeah, Quadro, funnily enough, they're really turning it on here for round number 3. Perhaps they're a bit more comfortable on Erangel, or they just know they're 19th place overall, so they got to get in and do a little bit better.
Quadro just trying to rush in there, trying to make themselves into this next circle. Under with a lot of kills right now, 7 kills with 10 kills total for this team, and Nova does well to get in for now and see what they can make out of this defensive efforts as they're trying to get into this next circle here as well.
Now everybody's got a kill on Quadro. Has another one picked up by that last member. I think it was Youngdal. Picks up his first, so 11 kills for that squad. They're really making a push to win this one, get the chicken dinner, get all the kills, and try to push up into the top 4.
Hey, we're only 2 rounds in out of the 4 Valdez, and all the teams are still very much compatible, trying to get to the final. But this is a trouble now for Kong Gyusin.
They're surrounded by 3 teams. Quadro, ROG Maximus, Blossom, all taking shots at Kong Gyusin, and they're gonna get wiped. They're out. They were trying to get in all alone, and well, they actually, they're not out. We actually have a couple of members.
Voicy and Phenom still in, but they're going to be way outside the circle. The circle's now closing in. What are they going to do? Having 4 men is a lot different than having the 2 as they have now for Kong Gyusin. Quadro just trying to slaughter the members that are in their way here.
Yeah, it's only CCJ, but he's getting some coverage fire. They're trying to get inside, but you see they're being shot from many different angles.
Getting shot from RG Maximus, just trying to take care of 1 member of Blossom. They're getting shot from the 4 members of RG Maximus from behind.
Kong Gyusin, by the way, Voicy was able to take out OPGG Hunters. Finally, Voicy gets another kill, and down goes CCJ from Blossom.
Okay, that's gonna be good for now. 4 members of Quadro are still in this one and really away from the sides of RG Maximus. But Quadro, be careful here.
They're just racking up the kills now, up to 12, as they get just more and more knocks on the Kong Gyusin.
Phenom is out, and Voicy still way outside the circle. Definitely not going to be in contention to get this chicken there, so it's going to be mostly about RG Maximus versus Quadro. See what they can make out of it as we still see the rest coming out. For the 4th member, RG Maximus is probably going to open up a 4v4 scenario for these 2 teams.
13 kills now for Quadro. Here comes Voicy. He's still out there. He's going to try, but it's not looking very good.
Very far away from the circle, Valdez, and he's not going to come in with no more fair states available for this guy.
Ooh.
Oh, but RG Maximus finding some trouble against Under here.
One grenade, that's all it took, takes out 2 of them. And if I were Quadro, I would even consider rushing in, because look at this. Somaz going to try to take out Nightwolf, and just like that, he does.
But that's not helping their cause, Valdez. They need Quadro to really be focused on multiple members. But when they're focused 2-4v2 here, that's going to be trouble for RG Maximus, who's trying to just fight with the number they have.
Now Under, Wookie coming from the left side, trying to take out Kane, gets him pretty low.
Oh.
Wookie with a nice shot onto Somaz. Now it's only Kane left standing. One grenade could do it. It's not going to explode just yet. It looks like it was actually a smoke, but that's going to do it. Under peeks around the left side, gets the kill, and Team Quadro out of nowhere. I said it in the beginning of the day after round 1 when they were ranked 20th. I'm like, even Quadro could do it, and well, with a chicken and 15 kills or so, they might have.
Valdez, Team Quadro are the official edgelords of our PWM program, and they always play in Campo Militar in Miramar. Go to Zarki and Arendelle in round 3. You gotta remember back to the flight point of where we saw the southward trajectory of Free not even touching anywhere close to Zarki. So they had all the free time in the world to start over there in a comfortable position where it was not rival one bit, and they moved around the land very effectively there and really played that correctly to get that round 3 chicken dinner.
Very exciting round for Quadro fans. And guys, we're going to take a quick break before we do get into FPP on Erangel, so we'll be right back.